It was my first shipment. First for the season, in fact. My maiden voyage upon Stock Vessel 101. Our trade has been alive for years now. It's a booming industry. Ever since the government turned to private contractors of the increasing stock, trade has thrived to the point where it's now overtaken from car manufacturing, at least in terms of keeping the economy kindled. And due to steady investments, financial returns are at an all-time high. Part of my job is to know this. Everything about the ship on and off. Know the ship's health, the crew's health, and the stock. Such as the average monthly shipment period, current equals 7%, or feed supplies, steady up 2%. Average risk rates up from the average 10 to 49%, which is concerning. 49% of 485 equals 237.65 stock entrants at risk. I personally believe that these high numbers should be put back into funding for storage capabilities back home, so that we can increase the longevity of our stock, or numbers, as the government likes to put it. But that's not my job. That's not my problem. My job is to know the health of the ship, its crew, and its stock.
Good morning, Vessel 101 Stock Data Department. We have a few announcements this morning. Firstly, there'll be a cake today at lunch for Marsha's retirement. There's a message here also. The Stock Department will greatly miss you and your warm smile, Marshmallow. Second, all employees are reminded to keep clear of the pen vicinity from 12 to 3 p.m. today during routine disposal of expired stock. And last, but certainly not least, today we welcome a new member to the Stock Department family. Please welcome Nev Eel. Would you like to say any words?
Vessel 101 Stock Data Department. Right, of course. You have a nice day too. We have received news from the control room. There is a level 4 in the stock pens. We have stay productive.
Thanks, Lou.
A level 4.
It's nothing, newbie. Just a routine incident.
It's being taken care of by our superiors.
Could I just make a suggestion here?
I know what you're going to say. The Wi-Fi down here, it's ridiculous.
It's almost impossible to work under these conditions. This is a federal government workplace, not some barbaric slaughterhouse of humanity. We deserve better Wi-Fi. And no matter how many recommendations I make to HR, I'm sorry, but no.
No, I mean, I took the initiative to go over the stock entrance in the last fortnight. Heat strokes are up 30%, respiratory illness 42%, and there's been evidence of the stock bashing their heads against the concrete slabs from stress. All I'm saying is by implementing a few operational strategies, we could significantly reduce stock expiration.
Look, Ned.
Neville.
Right, Nick. You probably think you know it all with your fancy uni architecture degree or whatnot.
Agriculture. I have an agriculture degree.
The point is, this is not a concern of employees at our level. We must leave this to our superiors who understand that these are mainly just inevitable incidents.
Mainly.
It's a statistical assumption that a small percentage of stock will routinely expire over the course of any one shipment. It's almost an operational requirement. Our international partners simply do not have the resources to provide for our increasing stock numbers.
I'll tell you what, though. They don't have any of my sympathy. We're spending millions of our tax dollars servicing these creatures. I don't care what they are or where they came from. Poor them.
I don't mind paying taxes if it helps the government stop them from swarming all over Australia. Whatever it takes to keep my family safe is fine by me.
Should just kill them on sight. They're probably going to end up that way regardless. Save a lot of hassle, really.
Vessel 101 Stock Data Department. course. You have a nice day too. We have received news from the control room. The level 4 is complete. A team is required to assist with the disposal of expired stock.
The pen workers are slacking off for an early lunch, I'll bet.
Do we have any volunteers? Norman!
Never.
How kind of you to volunteer.
That's showing real team spirit, dear.
Nice one, Neville.
Oh, I didn't volunteer.
No, sure you did, newbie. Don't be modest.
I'm still new here, I'm still learning.
Oh, nonsense, as I always say. The only way to teach children how to swim is to throw them in the deep end without any warning.
What?
I'm sorry, I just assumed, with your fancy uni degree and whatnot. Oh well, you've got to learn sometime.
Come on, we'll show you. Ooh, newbie's first stock disposal. Look at his face, I couldn't be more proud. $50 says he pukes all over his new shoes.
Alright, that's enough now. Now don't worry, Nathan, you will be fine. There's nothing to be scared about.
You should count yourself lucky. These are the only 2 disposals to complete today. We were down here for hours after the right incident last month.
And you're not going to learn anything today by just watching, Nathan.
This ain't going to be something you can just sit back and observe.
Your instructions are quite simple. You are to physically remove the expired stock from the pen via the allocated disposal point.
I guess you've to appreciate the poetry of it all. Tossing them from a boat fits with the name, doesn't it?
You dispose of them in the ocean? You think it's fitting to throw them overboard because they're boat people? That's not poetic, that's just unethical.
We do not use that word. It's against staff policy. People. You will not use that word.
What, boat people? We can't just toss them out like last week's garbage. Records need to be made, authorities need to be alerted, and families should be told.
No, stock. We are disposing of stock. We are following the correct measures carefully formulated by our superiors for efficient disposal of stock. We do not use that word.
We do not use that word. We do not use that word.
I don't think words are the problem.
It is exactly the problem here. You need to understand this now. Tell me, what do you see looking out through those eyes of yours? What are you looking at?
I'm looking at a body. I see a dead body.
Wrong. You do not see a body. This was never a somebody. You see the expired remains of stock verification number 401 and 960.
You see 401 and 960. Say it.
This is ridiculous. You can't force me to...
Say it.
I see 401 and 960.
Do you understand what it means?
I understand that my co-workers have gone insane.
Do you?
What am I meant to understand?
I remember my first stock disposal. There was an outbreak of some virus in the pen. They were dropping like flies in front of our eyes. We just shoveled them off in piles. The carcasses just bobbed along the waves, floating behind the ship for miles. There was one in the pile, though. Not quite expired yet. It would have sooner or later. I was supposed to alert my supervisor for it.
see that this was not a look from one person to another. It was a look that said, we are not alike. We are not the same. For a something to be a someone, it must have a name. That's what I understood when I shoveled it off the ledge of the boat with the others. Do me a favor. Lend me a hand. Tell me when you see 401 960. This is what you understand.
You understand it. You're just too scared to admit it. You think your operational strategies save you from being a real culprit. Poor little newbie, so protected from reality, looks on at the stock with a face carefully masked with pity. He thinks this makes him a good person, this empathetic facade. But he doesn't mind other people doing it, just as long as he doesn't have to dirty his own hands delivering the final card.
It's time you understood, Neville. Time you played your hand in the game. You will dispose of this stock. You will purge them from your mind. And you will understand that numbers are just digits to be managed and crunched. There need not be any shame.
It's funny how, when you're dead, you can't really tell who a person was anymore. You can't really tell a dead body's age or race from any other. It's kind of like we all boil down to being the same being. But they don't. Do they? Vessel 101, third monthly shipment equals 401.
Good morning, Neville. Good news, everyone. HR has finally gotten around to installing new Wi-Fi.
Oh, that's great. Vessel 101, net stock total equals 313.
Vessel 101 Stock Data Department. Uh-huh. 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 Right. Of course. You have a nice day, too. We have received news from the control room. The level 4 is complete. A team is required to assist with the disposal of expired stock.
I'll handle it.